an increase in global temps is affecting everything, including the ocean animals.
That's right. Meteorologist Elisa Raffa joining us to preview her 3-part series, Carnivores and Our Coast. Part 1, Sharks. Dealing with sharks, it starts tonight at 10.
Guys, I can't explain to you how excited I am. This has been blood, sweat, and tears for me for the last month I've been working on this.
No blood lost by the sharks, right?
No.
Okay,
And all the sharks can. And no blood lost by me
That's what I'm
either.
saying, yeah.
But no, I mean, we got to go on the longest running shark survey in the country. They've been doing this for 50 years, and they let your girl on the boat.
Whoa! What's it
Yeah.
like? I mean, I'm looking at some video here. What's it like tagging?
So it was so cool. So you're looking at when we had to catch the bait. Actually, in the bait, we caught like a little bonnethead shark. It looks like a hammerhead, but it's much smaller. But so we get the fish to bait the line, right? We send out the line. The line goes out for like a mile. And then we
Wow.
sit on the vessel for like 45 minutes waiting for the sharks to bite. And once they do, they reel them in. We tag them. The tag, see that yellow thing that's sticking up?
Yeah.
That's the tag. Those are the teeth. So the tag has UNC's information. This is at the UNC Institute of Marine Sciences. So it says, hey, if you find this shark, call me. My name is Dr. Fadri, and I'm looking for information on where this shark went. And they get some callbacks after they send the sharks out.
Okay, so they tag them, they send the sharks out, they get the calls if somebody finds one of these sharks. But why is this so important, the research that we're gathering here?
It is so crucial to have this much data. 50 years of data. Scientists usually are lucky to get 2 or 3 years worth of funding. I'm not exaggerating. So the fact that they've got 50 years is unheard of. They call it a unicorn. And you need that much data to understand how sharks are changing, because sharks can live 20, 30 years. So you're not going to really see a change if you're only looking at them for 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? You need that long data, and they are finding some changes over the last 50 years.
So that's what I was about to ask. Are conditions, the habitat, the health of sharks, are they getting better or are they declining?
So it's so complex. There's so many
Yeah.
things going on. Basically, they find sharks are getting smaller because of overfishing. We're fishing too many of the big ones. And because they take 20 years to grow, we're not really giving them time to grow. Be like catching Julian when he's a kid. He's not going to get any bigger if you catch him early, right?
Wow. What a catch.
Right? So they're getting smaller. They're getting less diverse. They used to catch a ton of like tiger sharks and this type of shark. When we were on that trip, we caught 30 sharks, which was a lot in the day for them. Every single one was the same exact species. Every single one. They were all this sharp-nosed sharks, which is a small 3-foot, 4-foot shark.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's less diversity, and they're also moving because the oceans are warming. The ones that like the warm water and come spend summers here, well, summer's longer now. They could come up in May and go down in October instead of coming up in June and going back in September. You know what I mean? Like the waters are warmer longer, so they can stay longer.
Okay, so we're not going to give away too much of your series and ask why that is, because there's an answer there. But we do want to ask, before we run out of time here, what's your favorite part of it? Was it catching the sharks and tagging them? What was it?
Guys, you're not going to believe me. My own mother didn't believe me. They let me throw a shark back, so that was super cool. And I think my favorite part about this is we have this like ingrained fear in sharks, right? Partly because of the movie Jaws, right? We're just taught that these are beasts that are going to kill us. That's not true. And to see the science and the data and to be able to like be that close to them, they were actually like, I actually felt really grateful. They are majestic, and the way that we learn about the oceans from them and how important they are, there's so much more than these like teeth that are just gonna come at you. You know what I mean?
I think you're right. I think we see them as swimming teeth.
Yeah.
And that's all they are. But
They were nice.
They're powerful and they're beautiful. And
Yeah.
we still have so many questions about them. Well, this is
But
fascinating.
I have all 10 of my fingers,
Okay,
all
good
10
to
of my
know.
toes.
Good to know. And this is tonight,
Yes.
and you've got 2 more specials, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tonight is sharks, tomorrow's horseshoe crabs, Wednesday is marshes.
I love
We
it.
did it all.
Yeah, you did. You covered it all. I love it. Elisa, thank you very much. Look forward to that. Again,
Thank
that's
you.
going to be tonight at 10 o'clock.
Bring in meteorologist Elisa Raffa to talk about this shark tagging trip.
It was awesome.
It's scary.
No, it was so fun.
Okay.
No, it was at first, like we have this ingrained fear of sharks,
Right,
right?
Jaws,
We're like,
everyone.
right, and it actually is to blame for even some overfishing because we just don't have sympathy for these creatures.
Interesting.
But it was so magnificent to see them so close, and this research has been going on for 50 years. 50 years.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, especially in the science world. When you have data over 2 or 3 years, that's a really long time. Just to have 50 years of information, these researchers are more than stoked.
So 50 years is a lot. You know, any scientist in any field would
Yes.
you know, be thrilled with that 50 years. But what have these particular scientists learned in that time frame?
Yeah, so we've been able to survey sharks over 50 years, and we're learning that they're getting smaller, less diverse, and they're moving because of our warming oceans.
Okay.
So the smaller part comes because we're overfishing them, right? If they take like 20 years to grow, some of them, if you're fishing them too fast, they never have an opportunity to grow. You
Interesting.
know, if we snatch up Annie when she's little, Annie's never gonna get any bigger, right?
Why is everyone snapping
Yes.
me up?
So most of them are now smaller. The warming oceans part is interesting because a lot of these respond to the summertime ocean temperatures, right?
Okay.
So they kind of move when it gets warmer, they come in for the summer, and then they move kind of when it goes out, similar to like bird migrations and
Yeah.
stuff. They migrate a lot. But if it's getting warmer sooner, now they're vacationing up here from May to October instead of from maybe June to September.
And we saw a record number, or it seemed like a record. We saw
Yeah.
so many shark sightings, and we had a couple shark bites
Yes.
along the coast here.
Yeah, and we think that the shark populations are starting to finally respond better to some of the conservation efforts.
Okay.
We kind of grew out of being afraid of Jaws a little bit.
Yeah.
So kind of realizing like, okay, these aren't monsters that we need to kill too much, you know? So we've kind of recovered from that. We also have more data. What you're looking at now is them
poor
tagging
shark.
it.
Oh, that looks like it hurts.
So it doesn't hurt him at all. He's totally fine.
Okay.
But that's a tag where basically that that little straw thing that you
Yeah.
saw has information about where the researchers are at. So if you find that shark, you can give him a call and tell him where he wound up.
Oh, fantastic. Really quick, what was your favorite part?
Learning so much
Okay.
and being able to see them in the flesh. I don't even think I realized it until like after they were like, Elisa, why don't you hold it and throw it off the boat? I was like,
She
you want me
did.
to do what?
She threw the shark
I
off
did.
the boat. We can't wait to show you a 3-part series, and we're really excited to show everyone. Elisa, thanks for taking that
you.
trip for us and doing the scary thing.